to it, and so are we. If anything, a challenge for both of us.
Get into it, Tim. A nice little best of three to warm us up and now end of our week on a Sunday.
As well, who's taken the old tower drop. So that is where the initial fights are going to come to.
There you go. There's your first entry. You heard Leo speaking on the desk about the importance of Daffo and how he's...
But there is still utility to play for. Cons has one Toxic Babe left in pocket. He has sent that out. Not sure if he's detonated it yet. 10 seconds left to go, and the gunfights do start rolling. Palu manages to find Dark Dash. Got dots along the way. His former teammate taken down. 3 versus 2. 2 seconds left to go. There's no opportunity, really, is there, to put this diffuser down? Yes. The Monty manages to find a bit of space.
Ooh.
I was just about to say, but here comes Cons. However, they managed to where you really want to put pressure on multiple sides and get those defenders turning around.
Look at this, they're putting the Dokkaebi call, and immediately they've started moving on forward here, trying to bypass a lot of the defense, but no! Nux is going to be one of the main spearheads for this round, but now with him going down the blitz, that's a little bit of a starve away. That was their surprise. That was the element of surprise they had to play within this round. So, but now they've lost that and lost the shield. I think it starts to fall apart from here. Angle's being held, but Dark is also being taken down there. Bearing in mind, he's on the Dokkaebi. That's no second call to come online for them. Perez walks into an easy death, and Fluxo can just very calmly play this one out now. Tim, they're in a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, that kill onto Dark was a big loss there for
this one, right? Bypass the entire setup up towards the northwest side of the top floor. Focus everything on at the southeast around Old Tower, like you say. Because that's failed, they're going to really have to clutch up big to come back and win this.
So not the end of the world, and let's not, pretend FluxoW W7M aren't in difficult positions themselves HP-wise, but Dordes managing to find Dash, that is a big moment for FluxoW W7M here. 30 seconds left to go. Daffo does have diffuser in hand, so he does have the opportunity to play around with that audio a little bit, maybe bait them out into a challenge, but the problem that he's got is, I think it's Dordes who's closer to, no, it's actually not, it's Lobin who's closer to him, who's lower health, but Lobin has decided to get himself out of there. He knew the fight wasn't one he wanted to...
Plants down, even without the glass on side. Probably worth noting, they are the top planting team that we have. About 30% out compared to the average of about 13 or so. They love going for the objective. But here, yet again, they've lost the shield as their entry team. You can't keep on doing that as a blitz. For twice now, that's within Nuts going down. Perez falls just after. Parlo into a third. This has fallen apart, Tim, before they can even say the world go.
Yeah, I think, round one was a good steadier. It was a good opener, a good foundation for Los, but we're starting to see a little bit more of, I think, what we maybe expected out of this matchup. And that's not to say that Los can't be competitive here, but FluxoW W7M know what's at stake. The winner of this goes through to the Salt Lake City Major. It's a big, big deal, and they are now starting to really stretch their legs here in round 3. We see the Nitro. They get to ban an operator that's going to be a particular nuisance. You don't want to accidentally level somebody up. If they're bringing a shield they've been struggling to get kills on and struggling to make an impact, you put them on another one that they have to get more aggressive. Lo and behold, Nux gets the entry. Could have created their own problem here, FluxoW W7M.
I'd argue the reverse, but we'll see how the round plays out first and foremost, because at this point they've got themselves in and asking a couple of questions inside of medical, but they've actually got to step forward and get a couple more kills off the sheer. They need to take their time.
Nux is getting aggressive, and look at that, just takes the attention as Dash comes over the top rope, drops onto Dordes with a big elbow drop and takes him out. Easy. And Los have just got their number absolutely everywhere. Second kill coming in possibly for Nux. No, Lobin manages to take him down, but surely the damage is done. Perez knows where he is and takes him down. Los get another round and on Old Tower this time, which is an interesting choice. Not sure Nux is aware of the player. Yes, he is aware of the player off to the left. He's missed his shots. He had the opportunity and Lobin cuts him down. The trade is there, but the blitz being gone is a big loss, and Nux needs to shake his head after that one. Should have been picking up the entry 4 versus 4.
This is what I mean, right, Tim? Like, yeah, let him be aggressive. Let him take the less protected shield operator. That's fine by us. That's the 3rd time now that he's died very, very early in a round, if not as the entry. And I'd argue it's costing Loss a little bit. Part of it, yes, is part of executes they've tried to get away with, but I just think in this round here, that was the reason why they've fallen apart. They've lost their main entry point. They have
himself away too cheaply. I think he is in a very dangerous position at the minute, though. Might need to back away because he's going to find himself challenged. How about it? He does run back into...
Where's the rest of the team? If we're making these all in plays, let's do it as a team, right? 8 strong to go and all the rest of it. We go big or we go home. And at this point, they're not making it look too good. Darky's at least getting one back. That's not too bad. So now into a 4v3. It's still winnable for them, admittedly. But can Fluxo hold on because they've only got 30 seconds to play? No C4s to work with, no smokes. This is looking good for Lost, but I'm always nervous about the time, Tim. No, it's too easy.
Far too easy, just giving himself away there with the little pre-fire on the shotgun. And that is all that Fluxo W7M needed. Paolo manages to find Dash and a second, Lobin to finish it out.
It was really good read on their side. Now switching to attack, I'm not surprised to see Lost removing the shields. It's been very...
Is that enough force to be able to really stop the other side? I don't think it is. They'll be able to sniff you out. They'll be able to lock you away with the gridlock, for example. And then everything else gets focused on the site itself. And sure enough, there's the entry. Nux, 1 and 5. This game is worth stressing again. The 2 kills come through. Lobin and Cons both going down. That certainly is...
Short-handed when there's a clash on side as well. How do you now deal with this shield? Beautiful peek comes through. You can see with the outlines that Dash was just waiting.
Yeah. For as much as I'm speaking about not being 100% sure about the lineup on the other side, I'm a little bit wary of Fluxo, to be fair. Like, it's lacked a little bit of direction. Like, poking him with a Blackbeard and you're putting all your eggs onto the glass basket, what happens when he falls apart? And now they're kind of trying to recover, and yes, with the help of Palu here, they managed to get something back, at least into a kill onto the Vigil, but you'll happily throw away that Vigil for the opportunity of a cheese kill, I think, especially when time is now as low as it is. The stepping in, the impact EMP coming out on towards the clash, everything is now on Palu. He's had a great tournament so far, but he's got to go absolutely massive into one more, into a second. Now he's got to go for the plan. It's just down to Dark. He's all by himself, and Palu wins it out again. Entry sat for Los as well. They get the entry. They do tend to find a way to push through to the end of a round. So that is some risk running through fire and flames, quite literally. Cons still stood on his feet though at this point, but no. Lobin in towards 1. Cons a second. Los crumbling once again here. A fantastic start. Cons taking the risk, coming away with a kill.
Just a reminder, of course, as well as how the day will work. The winner of this game and the winner of the next game will both qualify for the Salt Lake City Major. So either Fluxo W7M or Los will go through. The other will be eliminated from kickoff.
Easy.
And then the same for the FaZe. There you go. Like you say, easy, flawless win for Fluxo W7M. The other matchup we've got
team, not in fact ignoring all the drones they've got on side, with Cons and Dots also running around on the Flores and the Twitch respectively. A lot they can work with here, but there's one kill for them. That's Clash. Can't be risking it too much here, boys. We've got to be careful. But yet again, they're throwing away a man advantage situation, Tim. They've just conceded so much of the map. Top Eagle's now going to go down to Cons as well. What is going on?
Yeah, that Clash was very lucky to get back to site there, but I think that's going to be the end of the look. Shut down at the end of things. Beautiful stuff from Fluxo W7M. It was a good start from Los in the round, but ultimately...
Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Milosh. I hope you all brought your better time on Cafe. I think they just kind of like outgamed themselves. I think he's going to miss his opportunity, unfortunately, and that is the last Lion scan coming out there. So now we're going to have to see Fluxo figure this out in the last 30. There you go. That's not bad for 1. Dash back from the dead, finds one more for himself, sees the leg though, and he still finds the shot. No, it's Nux to collect it instead. Palu has had so many clutches this stage. I've already said the most clutch player in all of SAL Kickoff. Already had one last map. Will he do it again, Tim?
That's a great shot from Nux, to be fair. Palu sends a nade into Freezer, not going to catch anybody. Does find his first. 1v2 becomes a 1v1. Can he continue that stat? Does not have diffuser in hand. It's Striker versus Sentry. There's recruit on recruit. Who's going to come away with the win? Nux does get himself away. He's decided it's time to run. Wins out the round. Palu can't get it done. And Los get what could be. I just really don't see how they can do anything Freezer-sided. It's going to have to be Bakery.
Swapping meg.
Well, at least that way it starts out
That's
a
a
trade
big
to kick
loss.
things off.
Perez is going to take a little bit of damage there, and he's being chased down rapidly by this blitz, but does manage to back him up with a pocket razor bloom. Nux manages to get Palu as well, but there is a little bit of a trade. 3v2, Los hanging in there though, as they manage to find a kill onto Lobin as well. Dot's low health, very little chance that the blitz can find anything here realistically. 1v3 now, cut down by the last. Strong could have been raining through, trying to take out any utility that it can. At this point, we see Dash just getting bullied back down those white stairs, taken out as well by Lobin. But Nux on a big double. I tell you what, he's on a real resurgence after the performance on Fortress, going big for his team at the minute. A double in this round. Perez manages to get one. Perez and Dafo finish it off. Lost 3-0. Is this the
First quarter so far. Now we get another bang coming out. Surely the Monty has to go. I was going to send it to see Los explode. And Dark's in a pretty good spot here. Little does he know there's a freebie waiting for him around Museum. It's Paolo looking at here, but Dash still going to find the entry, Tim.
And he manages to double down on that with a Nitro as well. Palu does find the one underneath. That's going to be the Valkyrie gone and a Nitro threat with it maybe, but there is still Nux with explosives in hand. Dash managing to find a third in the round, going phenomenally well so far on. The Warden still active, looking to challenge into Freezer. He can't get the kill because Nux gets to it first. Dordes taken down. Perez with the final one on. Right there, up at it. Right there, up at the boundary. Wanting to get aggressive, wanting to find those kills, wanting to take the game to Fluxo W7M, but they are going to be punished for it. Dordes gets in and gets...
They're going to rotate away. Oh, Dark can't get away with this. Bro. How?
Openly has he got away with it?
Two air jabs in back pockets.
He's been allowed up to top floor, and that now poses a further flank risk as well. Daffo with a double Nitro. What's that you were saying about let's not get carried away? Because I think nobody told Loss. 4 versus 1. Dark gets another. Brilliant stuff from them so far. Fluxo W7M, they're not even at the races. They don't know what day it is right now. They're in a spin.
I don't think even I expected this. I thought 7-4 was being kind. I thought, I'll chance it. All right. Okay. Fair. Good shot. Nice. Now, what do we do with the entry, Tim? That's the big question. Apparently trying to take a bite off the back of it downstairs. Stark's trying to hold on against Lobin, who's being given the runaround here and manages to escape with his life as well. Good escape by Dark as the phone call comes out arguably a little bit too late. I tell you what, the shots coming out of everywhere here, but Dapo hits the deck before he gets rained on by 2 or 3 players on the side of Los. A good coming together, a bit of teamwork there, trying to even out the scoring, and they get rid of a crucial operator, Tim. That snake offline.
Yeah, big loss there. Big loss of Fluxo W7M in terms of that later round execute. Look at even when they're opening up the vertical angles, they are now locked in and stuck with whatever they have. Lobin manages to use them though, takes down the man. I think that was probably through the hatch or just around it. So that's going to be the Malusi taken offline. 3 versus 3, 40 seconds left to go.
Fo's just both avoiding every bullet coming his way, but also somehow just exploding out of walls at people. Gets one back, but it looks like Fluxo might finally have got a bit of a reprieve. Nux, after not having a fantastic time on Fortress, has a golden opportunity to give his team a 6-0 half, Tim.
It's not going to be easy though, but as you say, the performance is with him at the minute. 5 and 1.
Oh boy.
Just waiting for this push.
Ball bang.
Plant is going to be going down. This is his opportunity. What a pre-fire. Sees the man. 1v2. Knocks custom down. Beautiful clutch.
He gets up and 7 and 1. I just need to see this.
Bottom white stairs to maybe get the Senscore gadget rolled across here. They've got the...
Okay.
They had to play on dots there, but 2 shotgun pumps did not get it done, and they lose Dark along the way. That is a big loss. Loss managed to get one though onto Lobin. That leaves us effectively 4 versus 3 here. Fluxo could still be in trouble. Time might be their savior. 4 versus 3. 7 seconds left to go.
Whoa.
And 1 kill after another reigns in. Fluxo W7M stand up for their first defense.
You know what this is going to be, Tim? It's going to be a game that goes 6-5, and then you're just going to see... Still look at, tell you what, forget about that, Tim. They want to rush in with a Monty? When have you seen this before? They're in for a plant already. Tim's going down the spot here as one of the stop them just yet. Can that Pulse and the Solars get into spot? Yes, they can. As they've dealt with Nux, he's taken offline, and so is the Pulse. They're carrying on, though, Tim. They ain't pulling back here and getting on drones to figure out where to go. No, they're carrying on. Glaz in spot, but every time that diffuser tries to go down, there is a response. Fluxo, slam that door shut. Dots to the big round.
Sorry for loss. They've got Cons now working his way back up. He was looking for the jump out. He is punished. Does manage to take down Dash though. Big loss actually. That's the Ram that he's managed to get. Again, you don't get to cheat.
But that Monty, doesn't matter how much HP he's got, can still drop down the old shield and still be an absolute nuisance. Can't get pokeballed though, as he was, and very deftly dealt with by Lobin.
And we take Nux off the shields, maybe. Goes back on the shields and just gets impact naded to the ground on the Monte, loses his life and doesn't do much. 4 versus 1 now as Lobin manages to get another. And Los is looking like another round going against them. Daffo does manage to get 1 for his second in the round. So it will be an ace clutch if he makes it. 1 versus 3. They are spread out a little bit. There's one up on the top floor. There's one out towards White Stairs. So there is maybe an opportunity to isolate a couple of 1v1s for him here.
Best chance would have been that one there, but no, Dot's just ready with the shot.
We see the bans coming in for the second quarter, that there is a presence there. He knows that he could be challenged.
Oh, no. Having a glass walking through the secondary out is the main way of getting through the map. I'm not too sure, and they know that it's here as well. Looks away at the wrong time. No, wait, no, it's inside a util. Shotgun blast coming out onto that wall will give it away. Could get a freebie, but no, he's crossed. There's your freebie, surely, yes. Takes a couple of shots, so a good reaction from Dots. Perez into a second, Tim. They could be on for it here.
Certainly looks like it. I'm not sure what Lobin was doing there. He didn't even pre-fire around the corner. His man had already died from that same position, same angle. Last 2 kills come in. And Los, they take us to map 3. Who saw that coming?
On the attack, it was just a question of time, really. I want to hype Nux because I think he's done an incredible job in defense. I think he was the one winning the 1v1 clutch in round 1 and then the 1v2 in the last round of defense. 2 rounds that went his way. If it wasn't for these clutches, we may have looked at a very different cafe.
Setting ready. It is. There's the swipe out. We'll leave it then.
Not make it to their first event in a couple of, well, nearly 3 years now. It's going to be absolutely.
Got Dordes and Dots currently being positioned over there. Dots will be downed and taken out, and it's by that man. Get him off the shields. Multiple areas of attack here.
Yeah, they've got that early entry, and then since then it's been more about posturing and making sure they've got the right levels they need. I tell you what, that's a free one, isn't it? Perez removing Palu, who can do nothing but just wait to die there. Perez into a second. He has blown this one wide open. There is a third. Dodos will get a free spins for the second, but no, it's a shield up in his face. Just don't drop it, man. Let everyone else get the kills, Dash. It's fine. Does
position, but just not wanting to fight it too heavily. I'm not sure they are convinced, actually.
They must know, surely, or you'd at least hope so. Dash has got away with the one. They're still trying to move them around. They're trying every possible flank they can think of here. And sure enough, Cons and Palu are rewarded. Dots is also struck. He was the one that had to make something happen. He gets rid of the DKB underneath. That's the crucial kill they need. And now there's only 2 left. This one looks pretty cut. Los were in a great spot to maybe close this round out.
Attention coming towards front, and Clash has relocated. So smart play from Fluxo W7M on the defense. But how about this? Plant's already going down. Palu manages to find one onto Dash, but it's not going to matter. They've got the cover of the glass. Nux has gone in and just absolutely stealth planted here. I don't know how much Fluxo W7M knew about that, but this is, as it always has been, one of the toughest retakes in all of Siege.
What I'm going to say is, Nux needs to take a little bit of a leaf out of the book there of what Dash has done. That's how you make use of a blitz. When there's an execute going down, when there's things to focus on, that isn't you trying to go in 1vx. Because this has been a wonderful execute so far. This is a big recovery effort. They've got the Clash to play behind. They're going to try and make use of the keepers, but look what's going on upstairs. Perez just going to floor bang on towards Cons. Spins for a second on towards Lobin. Los have really pulled one out the back here. Tim Perez is good for 3. Trying to get the defuse going down. Now, can they see the player? Yes, they can. Perez makes it 4. And Los go up 2.
They've gone in and got the job done. Brilliant stuff. Great use of the smoke. Great. So good stuff on the defense.
That's right. Spag coming in for now while they still wait for all the fire to burn out and the smoke to dissipate, which it has now done. Dash taking a hell of a lot of damage actually as he eats himself one of those Ella gadgets, loses a lot of HP and finally goes down for it. But Perez is on an absolute tear this game, Tim. Inside 4 rounds, he's up to 10 and 2. Could have made it 11, but it doesn't matter because Nux. We can't.
With the way he's playing is absolutely terrifying right now. Nux goes dashing in. They know that there's one to be dealt with. He knows where the fight is. He chases him down and forces him out.
Beautiful.
Much better blitz play. Much, much better. Lobin did get one in there, but it's 3 versus 2 as Los continue to do damage here. Dots is down, unlikely to be collected because it's too much of a risk. It leaves you so exposed. Diffuser goes down. It's now 2 versus 3. They knew they had the opportunity while they would go for the exfil into those post-plant positions. Dots manages to take down Daffo, but 1 versus 2. Still so much work and so little health.
There's nothing he can do to save this one now. He is at his pants, absolutely pulled down, flashed out as well. Should be dead to rights, but even they aren't chancing their gunfight on that one, Tim, because Perez is there. You know what? See him. Just by
He knows that they're there. He knew that they were there. Gets the kill. Great entry. Honestly, you don't always see he gets cut down by Apollo. I was just about to praise the book play underneath. You don't always prevent it from happening, but they do have a bit of a problem now. How do they deal with this Tachanka?
Oh god, they're going in. They go through the fire as well. Cons in for a good for one. Arlo in for a second two. Perez gets one, but he's out by the fire. This has been much better, but arguably a little bit of a limp attack coming out from Los again. Very objective focused, but made it a little bit too simplistic for the other side to deal with it.
Yeah, that was definitely a, you know, this hasn't worked. Let's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Don't seem to work. Now they're on the back foot, back against the wall. Even back from those, but also what is going on in the heads of Fluxo W7M?
Doing a little bit of work underneath. Lobin just opening up a couple of key spots, try and prevent too much pressure in those areas. But how about that? The spray around the corner. Perez's reign of terror continues as he manages to find the entry. They do deal with those trip connectors pretty easily, but not the swing. It's Perez. He continues to run all over them. 15 and 3. He is single-handed.
Scratching their heads. How the hell do we recover a 2 versus 4 here? Because that gap is about to widen to 3 rounds. Tries he might. In goes Parley for 1. They get the player behind the bending. I'm not too sure they did. Dafo's in for another. I'd be on for a 4K in the round as Donis has got a single point of HP to his name. That fire suddenly starts being increasingly deadly, Tim.
Yeah, it really does. And I thought that Lust had actually opened the door for him a little bit. The player at long desk and vending didn't really react to what was going on in front of them. Dordes now knows exactly where the Tajanka is. It won't come as a massive surprise, but it doesn't matter because the cross
here. This could be another multi-kill building up for him. He's had 3 in the game so far, 2 4Ks and a 3K. And that's even ignoring Cons' 2K, which doesn't really seem to have done much for them. There he is again, Tim, on for a second. The shield drops on through, but yet again, Fluxo find themselves 2v4 and seconds away from being 1 round away from not making it to the major.
And one of those is a shield, and I often talk about this. As you get to lower man count, the shield becomes less and less powerful because, of course, they have to drop to ADS, they have to use a pistol. It's not ideal. Really, what you want is multiple options of guns that can fight along with them. But how about this? They start fighting back. They manage to turn it around. If Fluxo W7M doesn't make it to the first major since Manchester, you know, yeah, absolutely crazy stuff. But at the minute, the Mute has taken a little bit of damage. Dark there is down to just about half health. Perez gets his 20. I'll have to look back at the Onigiri round and see how...
Perez has hit 3K! Of course he has! Of course he has! Oh, I thought he could make it a 4th maybe, and he's still got a chance to do just that, Tim. He's going to keep...
Perez is on the verge of qualifying for the major, and he's going to take his 4 friends along with him. Very kind of him, because right now this is absolutely the Perez show. You can see why the Denari gets brought along on this site. Makes it so difficult to push up those stairs or through. Seismic.
It'll be something else. I was speaking to a couple of the other guys
before and leave it on Perez the whole because you're going to see every single kill in most rounds. We do have an opener and it's not good for Fluxo W7M. Dordes
gets the down or get that completed and collect the 23rd, no doubt by someone at some point. But still being diligent and wary about where the next push is going to come in from, completes that and steps in behind the vending machine. I wonder if they know that he's there. Maybe very diligent, I think that as well. Seeing the smoke come on through, knowing there's a glass that's going to follow, don't hang around and go for the challenge. You haven't got to be egotistical. I know you're on 23 kills, but we can be a little bit chill. 1, 2 kills come back. Perez gets 1 back in the mix though, Tim. Darts on towards Dash. It's a 2 versus 2 to decide that major.
This is so close right now. Dots is just edging his way in towards site. He's going to start putting that diffuser down. Dips off, looking like he might just be trying to bait out a challenge. Goes for it again. Now that the cover's in place, this is your chance. Perez does it for 1, but the trade is there. 1v1, 10 seconds left, Des.
They've got to go for the plant though, and they've got no choice. Dafo can be absolutely enormous for his team here. Fire going over the top. Dots is going to stick it. He comes off. F2 is going to but Dafo finds it first. Perez will sit on 25, but lost have embarrassed Fluxo today and got a very much deserved spot at the Salt Lake City Major.
I think that the action we saw at the end of the game just shows it all. There's Fluxo W7.